Alright, we're going to be using graph paper today. Now, just a handy tip for graph paper here. If you fold your graph paper in half and fold it in half again, right, you can have 4 different parts of your paper, right, where you can draw 4 different graphs. So that's, and you can then use both sides as well. So that's a good way to really make sure you're using all of your graph paper. Alright. So we're going to be graphing the equation of a line here, and the steps for this are posted on Google Classroom, so you can follow along. But I'm going to kind of walk you through the steps along with some strategies. So we have an equation here, and one of the strategies you might remember, right? I always tell you guys to highlight the coefficients. So I'm going to do that here as well. All right, so I highlight the coefficient. What we now know is that the coefficient here is our m value, and this is our b value. So I'm going to label those two things. This is in the form mx plus b, which we've been learning about. Now I'm going to label my axes here. We have the y and x axis. I always tell you to highlight the coefficient. The other thing I'm going to tell you to highlight is the y axis. I have a yellow highlighter here. I like to think that the y for the y-axis stands for yellow almost, right? So it pops out there, right? So we are going to begin with our b value. B is for where we begin. My b value, now I see a -4 here. Remember, you can always think of that as plus a -4. So let's see. From the origin, we're going down then. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is my y-intercept, the b value, at -4. You want to make a point there. All right. Now, my slope is positive, right? And so it's 3 over 2. Remember, for slope, that's delta y over delta x. So I'm going to put my pen right on the y-axis here. I'm going to count up 3, 1, 2, 3, and then right 2. Because right is the right way to run. There's my second point. You only need 2 points to make a line, right? I'm going to use a straight edge here. Now, if you don't have a ruler, you could always use like an ID card. You could use the edge of a whiteboard, right? You could even use your phone, right? Lots of, right? I have my phone right here. Could use your phone. Lots of things you could use for a straight edge. I'm going to use a ruler. Okay. Right? And so there is my line. Okay. Now, also, let's take a look at parallel lines. Some of you might have seen parallel lines before, right? So parallel lines are going to have the same slope, different y-intercept. So I just drew this line here from this equation. I want to draw now a parallel line, right? I'm just going to kind of make up my own parallel line. I'm going to have it have the same slope and a different y-intercept. Let's choose a y-intercept of +5, right? And so if it's the same slope of 3 over 2, we did this before, right? I'm going to count up 3, 1, 2, 3, and then right 2. You only need 2 points to make a line. And this is where you especially want to use a straight edge, right? Because I don't want my lines being crooked, right? These are parallel lines. They will never intersect here. Very nice. All right. Now, we have here, let me just move this post-it right here. We graphed this line. We did a parallel line. I want to talk about perpendicular lines. There's a word of the day I have written down recently. So for a perpendicular line, the slope is going to be the negative reciprocal, or like the opposite and flipped. So if this slope is 3 over 2, right? And remember, slope is delta y over delta x. For the perpendicular line, I'm going to flip this. I'm going to have 2 over 3. And these were positive slopes here. For perpendicular, it's going to be the opposite. So we're going to have negative 2 over 3. So here, I want to draw, pardon the announcement there, I want to draw a perpendicular line to these lines, right? Where here I'm just gonna choose a point here anywhere on my graph. Let me make one right here. And so what I'm saying is that the slope is going to go down 2 and then right 3. 1, 2, 3. So this line here intersects these lines at a 90-degree angle. Right? Thanks for watching.